Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today guys, on this episode of John's Arcade, well guys, we're gonna do a John's Arcade tech video. That's right, we're gonna fix stuff in this episode, and yes, yes, I'm back. I know, I've been missing, I decided to just take a week or two off. And usually around this time of the year before Christmas, I do this, and then after Christmas and before New Year, I usually try to do a whole bunch of videos. I try to cram in a bunch of videos, and that's what we're gonna try to do this year, actually starting with this video right here. And yeah, I've been busy with the hanger stuff. It's true. I've been reading the comments. I'm still alive. Nothing's changing here. My buddy Jay and I, if you guys saw the previous video, we talked about this. My buddy Jay and I, we went into, I guess, the barcade business in a way. We partnered with a place called the Hanger Pub and Grill in Amherst, Mass. We brought like 26 games there. And basically, I've been there almost every single night fixing and making sure stuff is working. And we're getting to the point now where stuff's starting to stabilize, and I think I'll be able to have more free time, and we'll be able to get back to normal down here, because really, we got to get back to normal. I need a pinball machine down here. I need to get the Mortal Kombat down. Now, winter is here, so that's a bit of a problem, because I don't want to work in the garage right now at all. It's so cold, guys, and that propane heater, it can't overcome the coldness, because we're in single digits now. When it was like 40 or 50 degrees, the propane heater can do it, but when it's like 10 degrees, forget it. So we're gonna do a bunch of stuff in the basement right now, and for the foreseeable future, I'm gonna try to bring the Bronco pinball machine down here, like really soon, like maybe this weekend, because I have some time off now until the end of the year, and I really want to do a lot of videos, so I'm back. So now the video we're gonna do today, I was going to release as an unlisted video. I did film this at the hangar today because I was there today fixing stuff. I fixed the Donkey Kong coin mech, the Berzerk battery, which we're going to talk about in this video, and I replaced the Mortal Kombat 3 joysticks and buttons. But anyway, this video today, I was going to make it an unlisted video, but I thought the content was actually worth sharing. And basically, the Berzerk has lost all of its settings. It's not holding settings, and it's always on free play. And so in this video here, we're going to replace the battery, okay? And I did film this on my phone, but I think it's pretty good. And so we're going to go to the hangar and do that, and then we'll come back and do viewer mail. And then also in this video, we're going to clean out the popcorn machine, because you guys have been telling me for a long time it's filthy, and we're going to do it. So anyway, enough of that. Let's just go to the hangar and get to work, and I'll show you guys how to change the battery on a Berzerk. Yeah, a Stern Berzerk. All right, guys, let's hit the road. So Berzerk has been giving us a lot of trouble because the battery is missing, and it turns out when the battery is missing on Berzerk, it doesn't save any of the settings, okay, and it kind of corrupts the RAM, and it goes into like a permanent free play mode, which is a problem obviously if you're operating like we are here at the Hangar Bar and Grill in Amherst. So I pulled the drawer out, and by the way, it's kind of cool how you can pull this out and all the PCBs, and you can see, by the way, what a freaking mess this game is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. But this board right here, which I'm not sure what this board, maybe the CPU board, it says scratch and bookkeeping. This is like the ROM board or something. But this right here used to have a battery right here, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just solder a cordless phone battery here, 3.6 volt cordless phone battery. I have one right here. And I just picked this up at Walmart, okay? And real simple, positive to positive, negative to negative, and that's it. And so I'm gonna pull the board out, and we're just gonna solder it right there on those two tabs, positive and negative. You can also use like a coin cell battery, but if you do that, you need to put a blocking diode because this circuit here is designed basically to charge the battery. And originally there was like a nickel metal hydrate or something here that you would charge, all right? And that's been removed, which is good, so it didn't leak on the board. But again, we have to replace it because it's not saving settings. So I'm gonna pull the board out, and we're gonna solder that board, that new battery on. All right, guys, so I have the board over here, and I brought my old junky red Weller. It's actually okay, and I'm gonna keep it here at the hangar for stuff like this. But basically, here's the battery. I stripped the wires back, okay? And I have a little bit of an extension wire on here, because originally there was like a little plug that would plug into into a cordless phone. And this, again, this is just a cordless phone battery you can buy at Walmart, you know, 15, 20 bucks. Not actually cheap. I go online, I think they're cheaper. But I basically just put heat shrink tubing on here and some extension wires and added some black and red wire, so we have positive and negative. And then over here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some flux on here and just solder these wires right on there. So let's come in here. So let me get a screwdriver here. Just kind of put a little bit of flux on it. And I'm thinking I could just solder it right to the top here. Just putting a little bit of flux on here with my screwdriver. Okay. I'm gonna come in here and just kind of tin the contacts. So let's put my flashlight right here. All right. So I'm just kind of getting some solder on there so we can just kind of come in here now with our wire. So positive to positive. I should probably tin this wire first, but whatever. Let's see if we can get this on here. All right. There's positive. And then let's kind of come in here with negative. Oh, I got it backwards. Positive's right here, negative's right here. Whoops. It's interesting on this cap though, which is what I was looking at, it's the opposite. So positive goes down here. All right. There's our positive. Oh shoot. Gotta hold it so till it cools. Okay. Come on. I need a screwdriver to really hold this down. It's getting a little hot. Okay. Let it cool down. It's really sizzling here. Alright, so our positive's on. And then let's take our negative and do the same thing over here. And just hold that on there. Really simple, really. Okay, that's it. We have our battery on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in the game, and then I'll show you guys the test menu and how to do all that. All right, I got the board back in, and so I'm just having the battery just kind of hang right here. It should be fine. It's not touching anything, not making contact with anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide this back in, and then we'll power it on. And by the way, there was just 3 ribbon cables here, 1, 2, 3, and then this connector right here, that's it as far as plugging the board back in. So let's slide this back in. Just make sure the battery doesn't fall and hit anything. All right. Okay. All right, the board's in. Make sure we could shut the door. And then there's a little latch on the inside here that locks the door. Okay. trying to figure out how this lock works. Oh, I see. So I think we have to go like this. Whatever, I'll do this later. Let's just turn it on and make sure it's working. So I have it unplugged. Let's plug it back in. Yeah, I know, guys. You know, I wanted to do this today with the phone. I know it's not my proper camera. We're gonna do a real video soon here. All right, so it's plugged in. I gotta pull the interlock. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully I didn't ruin anything here. So it should come on as normal, but we're gonna have to clear the memory out because it's corrupted right now. Okay, so see right now how it says F. So the RAM is all corrupted, and that battery backs up that RAM. So we have to clear it out, get the corruption out of it, because right now, see, it's on free play. Right? So what you do is you put it in the test, in the service right here. You press this, and then you get this right here. And it says credits FE. So if I press fire, it clears it. Now it's 0. And if I press the next one, so we clear out shoot 1. So basically we're just gonna go through and clear all the memory out. Plays, total score, and you gotta kind of be quick here. I'm gonna go through again. Shoot F1, just press it once. I'm zeroing everything out. We're gonna get rid of all that corruption. Total score. That's it. So everything's normal. Zeros, no Fs. So now if we turn it off and then close the door and let it boot, it's out of free play now. The high score table should not be corrupted. See that? High scores all cleared out. 0-0, and it's not in free play. And now we have to let the battery charge, okay? But the game's on here, you know, all day long till 1 a.m. No problem. So that battery is charging right now and will continue to charge. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's how you replace the battery on a Stern Berzerk using a rechargeable battery, which is what they had originally. And of course, you could do it with the coin cell, with the lithium. But if you do it that way, you need to add a blocking diode. Otherwise, that battery will blow up or something could happen because it's getting voltage. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it. I'll see you real soon in the basement with a proper video. But I just wanted to just kind of do this real quick. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just here today fixing stuff. That was high on the list. I'm like, all right, we're doing this once and for all today. So all right, guys. All right, guys, there you have it. What do you think, huh? Pretty easy to replace that battery. You know, actually, I didn't even know the game had a battery till you guys told me. Because when Jay and I put the games in the hangar, we could not figure out how to get it off of free play. We're looking on the internet. We found out that someone made like a free play like ROM set, and we thought, oh, it must have that in there. So we swapped out the ROMs. It's still on free play. Well, it turns out you need that battery. And so thanks to all you guys that commented about that, and it's all working fine now. Actually, after I filmed today, I turned the game on and off a couple times, and it's holding the settings now. It's not on free play, and so we're back in business with that game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know that was a cell phone video, but I haven't quite figured out how to spontaneously film at the hangar, because I do go there almost every day, and I know that I'm going to be fixing stuff that I want to share with you guys, but I don't think I'm always going to have my good camera equipment with me, and also it's really bulky because I'm coming in with tools, and so I need like to get like a little camera that's really good quality with optical stabilization, maybe with a light and like a little tripod, just something I can always have on my person or in my car. Because is the cell phone good enough? I'm not sure. The problem is you need the light, and the stabilization's crappy. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. So all right, what are we gonna do now? So I did print some viewer mail, but I do want to clean the popcorn machine. I thought it'd be kind of fun if we did that together. What do you guys think? I know that, man, I tell you, I've gotten so many comments about this. And it's pretty funny, but I have not cleaned this thing in a while, okay? And we're gonna clean it with Windex, right? What do you think about that? I've actually done this before. Actually, this piece up here, we gotta clean in the sink upstairs. But the inside, I'm gonna clean with this multi-surface disinfectant, okay? But the way this thing works, and I still have this email in here that was from Jacob. He wanted me to try out some game in MAME. this game called Runner, and I still want to do that. Maybe that'll be one of the videos we do on, during the break here. What do you guys think? So, all right, let me pull this out. I need a garbage can here. Hang on a second. We gotta throw these kernels in the garbage. let me grab my garbage can. I'm over here getting it. All right, so we're gonna throw the kernels in the garbage. Now the actual like pot, the kettle part, we're gonna have to clean that upstairs. I'm gonna have to do that off camera. All right, so let's go ahead and get these kernels out of here. I'm gonna dump them in the garbage can here. All right, so now we got the inside here. Now this thing comes apart like so. And then this thing here, though, you pretty much need to run hot water in here and a little bit of soap and just look at that. you guys like thought like mice and stuff were. I don't know. This stuff doesn't really get moldy, does it? It's just like seeds and oil. So we're gonna spray the whole inside here with this Lysol disinfectant, which is usually what I do. I mean the Windex disinfectant. And we'll just wipe it down. And then I'll go upstairs and rinse out the kettle. And then we'll be able to make some popcorn when we do the year-end review, which I'm planning on doing. I want to get it out before New Year because last year, God, so I'm gonna have to I'll probably do it like Tuesday or something. So I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday. New Year's is a Sunday, so I'll try to get the year-end review like maybe the Saturday before or that would be New Year's Eve, right? So maybe we'll shoot for maybe the Friday before New Year's Eve. What do you guys think? Any special requests for the year-end review? I was kind of thinking that during the year-end review, we're going to go to the hangar because basically the purpose of the year-end review is to go through every game, right, in the collection, talk about each game in great detail, and honestly, some of my games are at the hangar, right? So I think we're going to have to go there in the middle of the video, which will be kind of fun, I think. Maybe we can have a beer and get some chicken wings there. What do you guys think? Now, this part here, I should probably also rinse in the sink upstairs. Okay, so I think the machine itself is relatively clean. Actually, the door is not. You know, this popcorn machine I bought at Aldi, it's a cheap popcorn machine, but this little plastic nub here broke on the bottom. So like on the hinge, it's only hinged on the top, which is a real bummer. I mean, how do you fix that? I suppose I could make my own door or something. But let's go ahead and clean this. And then I'll go upstairs, and like I said, I'll rinse out the kettle, and then this thing will be all nice and clean for our year-end review, and we're gonna definitely make popcorn. And I'm serious though, if you guys have any requests, if there's anything we should do differently, I don't think I'm gonna do the best of on the road like I did last year. I didn't get the sense that you guys even really cared for that, because I think all you guys already saw all the videos. So it was kind of a pointless exercise, because that video took me so long to edit, that year-end, best of year-end review I did last year. I'm not kidding, it was torture. So I'm not gonna do that. So let's make our single year-end video like extra great and extra long. I mean, I don't care how long it is. If it's 3 hours, it's 3 hours. All right, so I'm gonna bring these upstairs and put them in the sink, and we'll come back and do viewer mail. All right, guys, I went upstairs in the kitchen, and I just ran some soapy water through this, dish soap and hot water, and then dried it off. Looks good? Are you guys happy? So, same thing with this. Just some soapy, hot, water, and then I let it. And I dried it off with a kitchen towel, and I think it looks pretty clean now. So let's put this back together. And now we're all ready for the year-end review when it comes time to make the popcorn. And I hope I made you guys happy, especially all the guys that made all those comments. So this plug I got this kind of wet. So I'm not gonna turn it on yet. I thought about turning it on and just turning the light on just for ambiance, but I want this to really dry off. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it unplugged. Let's just let it really dry, and then by the time we're ready to do this in a week or whatever it is, it'll be nice and dry and ready to go. But there you go, guys. Does it look good? Is it nice and clean? All right, let's do some viewer mail. Also, I want to tell you guys about something that actually relates to viewer mail, because you know, I've gotten so much viewer mail over the years, like literally thousands of viewer mails. I'm not exaggerating either. I literally have thousands of viewer mail. So yeah, I mean, basically, I have more viewer mail than time, which is a good thing. Trust me, it's a good thing. Thank you guys. But anyway, what I've been doing here is my podcast, Video Game Outsiders. We have a little podcasting app. It's free. You can get it on Google Play and also on iTunes. Just search for Video Game Outsiders and install the app, and you can listen to our podcast for free. However, we are also doing extra bonus content, and one of these things that we're doing, or at least I'm doing, is called The John Show with John, okay? So if you're a subscriber, okay, to our podcast, you'll get The John Show with John, and also other stuff. Even Michelle's doing one, and then her and I are also doing a podcast every week. You're getting like 12 extra podcasts. But anyway, The John Show with John, on that show, I talk about arcade stuff, and I'm also reading some of the viewer mail that I never was able to get to, okay? So if you're interested in that, go get the app, Video Game Outsiders, on iTunes and Google Play. Now, let's read some viewer mail. And by the way, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to email them to me at john@johnsarcade.com. I'm looking for my water. John, I spilled it. john@johnsarcade.com. And by the way, what's going on back here? My journey has collapsed. This actually happened before, and I was able to fix it by, I think I plugged the yoke connector back in, something like that. Probably a cold solder joint on that 4900 in there. I really should just, whatever. I'll fix it after the video. It's probably something really stupid. But anyway, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you need to email them to me at john@johnsarcade.com. It could be anything, a question, a comment, what have you, john@johnsarcade.com. All right, the first one here is from Devin. Yo, John, how are you today? I'm good, Devin. I'm just wondering that you... I'm just wondering that, do you like shoot 'em up games? You mean like shmups? Yeah, I do. My favorite is Gradius, or is it Gradius? How about you can either get Strikers 1945 plus, Metal Slug, or Shock Troopers for your Neo Geo as a suggestion, or even Aero Fighters 1 or 2. Also, I really like your channel, and you're awesome and the best YouTuber. Well, thanks, Devin. Yeah, I like shmups. I know that you, Devin, you've written in before. You're a big Neo Geo guy. So right now, I have Blazing Star in my Neo Geo. And yeah, it's pretty okay. My favorite one on here was that 1945 one. I just loaded my game. So you can continue. So this is kind of like a Gradius type game. But yeah, I do like shmups. I don't like that they got too hard though. Because at some point in the history of shmups, they got just stupid hard. And that's like Icaragua, Icaragu, whatever, that's on the GameCube. That's kind of when I checked out. Like, Gradius for me is good. R-Type, okay. I know most guys like R-Type more. I actually like Gradius a lot more. I think it's just a little easier. And I used to have a dedicated Gradius. But I like this game. I do like the 1943, 1945 series. I need to play more, though. I have my little Neo Geo multi-cart, and it'd be kind of fun to swap that out and maybe I did like that 1940, is that what it is? 1945 Strikers or something? I used to have that cartridge. That was a Neo Geo game, right? It's like a, you remember like 1943, the old vertical scroller, and then they had a sequel, I guess, that was on the Neo Geo, and it was 1945 plus. I did have that cartridge, and that was awesome. Yeah, I like shmups, but I'm not good at them, and I'm not hardcore, so I tend to just play the very basic ones like Gradius. So yes, all right, here we go. This one's from Ron Phillips. Hi, John. In your opinion, which company sells the best quality reproduction Donkey Kong side art? Thank you, Ron Phillips. Well, I think I know the answer to this. And actually, because my cabinet is moved here, we can kind of take a peek here. So, here's the deal. Arcade, it was like Philippe and those guys. There was these old collectors back in the day named Philippe and my friend Chumble Spuzz, and they were some of the early reproduction artwork pioneers, okay? And so they digitized a lot of stuff, and actually my friend Roy Chumblespuzz is the guy that reproduced the Quantum CPO. He's the one that vectorized that. But anyway, these guys did Donkey Kong like 10, 15 years ago, okay? And just realize 15 years ago, you know, vectorization or Adobe Illustrator, you know, it was kind of early in those days, and so they did a good job with this, but this is not really the best representation of a good, you know, copy of the original artwork. Like, if you really get it in close here, it's kind of hideous, right? The lines are not very smooth, and the original was, okay? So this artwork right here, I bought from, I think, Berzerk Arcade, and I think Mike's Arcade has the same stuff. And, like, the original artwork, this stuff in here was all way smoother and more hand-drawn-ish. And the way it looks now, it's just not that great. Now, so Mike's Arcade and Berzerk Arcade, I think, has this stuff. Now, from like 2 feet away, this stuff looks fine. But if you were to compare it to the original, it's really not that great. It's my understanding, now I haven't seen it in person though, is that Arcade Shop actually has redone the artwork, and theirs is more spot on with the original. So my answer to you is Arcade Shop. Now, Rich from This Old Game, I don't think has ever reproduced the Donkey Kong side art. And I know he's done like the Pauline stuff, the D2K and all that, but he never did original Donkey Kong. So right now, your best option is Arcade Shop. The Mike's Arcade stuff, the Berzerk Arcade stuff, it's okay. I mean, you saw it, but it's not great. So I think arcadeshop.com is the way to go. And with Arcade Shop, you got to call them on the phone, but they're great people. I've been ordering from them for years. So, all right, moving on. This one's for Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. He says, when you use a brick and mortar store to get parts to fix your games instead of doing an online order and waiting days or weeks for stuff to come in you need now, what do you recommend? The ones around here have mostly disappointed me. So, yeah, this happens a lot when I'm in the garage. And I usually get lucky though, because it's usually like screws and nuts and lock washers and maybe wire and stuff like that. And Ace Hardware is my place. That's where I go. And that's where I also buy my brown paint. But you know, I don't know what kind of stuff you're talking about. Like, you're not going to be able to go to the store and buy a power supply. But like simple stuff like screws and nuts and bolts, I love Ace Hardware. I love they have all those bins. Like, I love that. That's like heaven to me. And then also, I sometimes I go to Tractor Supply. There's also like Farm and Fleet, depending on where you live. But yeah, I mean, Home Depot, I don't think is that great. Their bins are sucky, if you ask me. Ace Hardware has the best bins that obviously every Ace is different, but that's my favorite place to find little pieces and parts, and I've gotten really lucky at Ace. So my recommendation to you is Ace Hardware. But again, your mileage may vary depending on where you live. So, all right, next one's from Jeff. He says, John, what kind of lube or oil would you recommend on joysticks? I have a couple of Sanwa arcade sticks, and I'm trying to figure out what would be the best for actuator and shaft, but I'm not finding too much concrete info on what I should get. I'd also like to oil the micro switches a little, since usually the most common problem is a micro switch not releasing fast enough or the stick doesn't return to 0. Jeff, the answer is none. Don't do that. There's no need. Okay, so as a general rule, I think plastic on plastic, you just don't lubricate. You don't need to. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could spray some silicone spray in there. I don't think it would hurt anything. But you don't need to do that. The only time you need to really lube stuff is when it's metal on metal, okay? And with, like, Nintendo joysticks are just that. They are metal on metal. And so those you do want to lube, and I use a silicone spray. I just put the joystick to the side, I stick the little straw in the hole, and there's a little ball, and I lubricate that ball with the silicone spray. And I do that like once every 5 years, and it's fine. But really, you don't need to lubricate this stuff, especially if it's plastic on plastic or metal on plastic. The plastic is kind of, in theory, self-lubricating. I don't know. Do you guys disagree with me? I've never had to lubricate a joystick ever. And the micro switches, you don't need to lubricate that. If the micro switches are sticky, I guess you could try cleaning it up with contact cleaner or something. Other than that, just toss it and replace it. There's a spring behind it, right? And so you push down the spring and the spring comes back. So if it gets gummed up, you know, maybe someone dumps a Coke in there, just clean it somehow with some contact cleaner. That's probably what I would use. Spray it with contact cleaner and take a rag and just try to get all the gummy and stickiness off. But in general, you don't need to lubricate the joysticks. You just don't, because most of them are just rubber grommets with a shaft through it. I just replaced the joysticks on the Mortal Kombats today, and that's all plastic on plastic. You know, there's no need to lube anything. So, yeah, Jeff. Unless actually, I'm curious though if someone disagrees with me, but honestly, I've never ever lubricated a joystick except for a Nintendo joystick, which is metal on metal, and then also the Monroe joysticks, like on a Gyrus. Those are metal on metal. That's it, metal on metal. That's the only time you lube. So, all right, guys, that's it. We are done with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back soon. So, all right, so the upcoming videos, this is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it all off. So we have the year, these are the things I want to do before New Year's Day, okay? So I want to do my Hong Kong video, which is in the can. I got to just edit it and do an intro and closing. So I want to do that. We're going to do the Hap gun for the Nintendo versus cabinet. I want to try to make, also Jay and I picked up we picked up a Turtles. So him and I bought this together, and we're gonna bring a Turtles, our all original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to the hangar. So the one in the garage, I'm keeping. That's gonna be mine. We're gonna restore it next year. We're gonna bring it down here. So Jay and I bought an all original one. We paid more than we wanted to, but it was very like turnkey, instant gratification, and we really need that game, and we don't have time to screw around, especially during this time of the year, restoring one to get it over there. So anyway, I'll be doing a video about that. We're probably gonna, that'll probably be just after Christmas. I want to do a video of the Turtle. I'm excited, actually. I haven't even seen it yet because the Turtles was over by Jay, and so the operator we bought it from dropped it off at his garage. So I'm excited to do that. We're gonna do that video. I want to do did I say the Hap gun for the Nintendo Versus? I have a little thing that Royce's Arcade made that they sent me to review. And then also, so the Hong Kong, and then also I want to try to maybe do a Bronco video. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time, but I want to at least get it down here. Maybe we can start screwing around with it, because that really is my winter project. Guys, we have to stop in the garage. Mortal Kombat's stopping. I'm sorry. I don't want to stop, but I have to. It's just too cold. So I might try to sneak out there, though, for a day and try to get the Xenophobe looking good and bring it over to the hangar. Maybe I'll film that. What do you guys think? So I don't know. Enough of that. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be getting back on track here. Again, check out my podcast, Video Game Outsiders, at videogameoutsiders.com. Get our free podcasting app. It's good. It's a great app. Actually, it's the same app that Mark Maron has and all the comedians on the Riotcast Network that we're part of. So search for Video Game Outsiders on iTunes and then also in Google Play. And then also check out my podcast, You Suck Show, at yousuckshow.com, and my other YouTube channel, John Sucks at Video Games, which I need to start doing stuff on. I don't know. I was doing like the Let's Plays, and those seem kind of just lame. So, I don't know. I want to do like more like hands-on stuff over there. I just need some projects. Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll see you very soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Later, and bye!